Did you know Dump City makes its employees play video games, whether they like it or not? Hey everyone, Brento here. Welcome to another episode of Dump City. I had to skip showers this week, but the only sweating I did was my fingers on the mouse this week. Anyways, I did it. I reached level 99. You want to get to level 99, you got to get a little bit more hardcore. So I wanted to do an episode all about fighting a bunch of endgame bosses, but turns out just reaching level 99 took up most of my time this week. So instead I'm going to do a show about grinding past level 95. This episode, however, is not for noobs, despite being in the PoE for Noobs playlist. Anyways, since this is the second last episode of the series, I'll briefly cover some mechanics we haven't covered yet. We'll discuss what all these things are for in my inventory. You've probably seen these. You're like, what are these for? What's a simulacrum? What are these splinters for? We'll go over the delirium mechanic, and I'll show you a simulacrum encounter. Next, I'll share a story for a short film idea targeted for gamers. Then I'll briefly touch on the Legion mechanic and demonstrate a timeless conflict. Finally, I'll fight the Infinite Hunger, which is no doubt the boss that directed you to this video. But before we do that, let's have a look at the item of the week. And that would be this body armor. Look at that. It's 6-linked. Path of Building taught me this is a significant upgrade versus my current armor, which is this. There's more armor on this body armor, but Path of Building says 190 life is worth it. And the chaos resistance is nice too. The runner-up would be this jewel. One thing I discovered this season is that jewel slots are extremely good. Some passes don't even give you 6% increased life, let alone a bunch of other stats. Anyways, before we get into Legion, let's try a new bit. More tips for non-noobs. So your first tip is set aside a bunch of safe maps for leveling and put them here. These maps are definitely not safe, but I just leveled up, so I'm going to do a bunch of super dangerous maps. I could have edited this part out, and if you're a noob watching this, you'd be like, wait a second, is that a safe map? No, these are not safe maps, but once you are leveling, put safe maps in there. Look for rolls on them that are not dangerous. You know, I've covered that in previous episodes. Avoid things that are bad for your class. High damage, high monster cast rate, anything that lowers your resistances, anything that stops you from regenerating mana. This gives you extra stash space and ensures you don't accidentally grab a map with bad modifiers. Next, did you know scarabs are classified as fragments? If we go here, see this here? If I look at the affinity here, I got fragment affinity. And if this is how you put your fragments in, or sorry, your scarabs in. I didn't know that. I was like, where's my scarab affinity? So they're actually fragments, and it's a bunch of things are considered fragments. So set fragment affinity for a tab and then lay it out similar to this. See, I have all my grouped ones here. Like these are all ambush scarabs, right? I have them aligned in a certain way on the right. And then when I get new ones, like here, if I have one here and I just control click, go like that, it puts, this is sort of like the docking area where stuff arrives. I have a similar setup with maps now too. As new maps come in, they come on the top left. And I organize it so that, you know, the easiest maps for leveling are at the bottom and the most difficult ones are at the top, and they come in here, and this is how I organize my maps now. Finally, be sure to use up your remaining fossils before the season ends. You'll notice too, these are all good ones that are useful for my class. So much like essences, see, this is a useless one, this frigid fossil. For you, this could be the one you're looking for. But what you do is, this is another use for horticrafting. You can convert them, so I'll spend some reagent here. This would be a good one for making a good chaos ring, or any kind of thing with chaos on it. Fossil crafting 2 is possibly the most deterministic way of getting good sets of rolls on your items, but you gotta venture into lots of side caves in Delve if you want this many resonators. So there you go, that's more tips for non-noobs. Let's get into Delirium here. Well, since this episode is about grinding to the highest levels, I'm going to share tips on what I've tried this season. First off, I discovered what Delirium is. Basically, it's that silver armor thing you see on your map where you walk towards it and you see a mirror of yourself. It starts off right at your spawn point, and then it does that like a shadow effect and covers up your map. So it basically spawns a new layer of monsters, and you kill them on top of the regular monsters on the map, which gives you more XP and more of everything. But it's a popular way to make your maps a little bit more juiced. Whether you spawn a layer of Delirium or use a map, just be careful not to take passives that spawn unique monsters or more difficult monsters. You just want more monsters, basically. And a layer just adds more monsters. So beware of scarabs like this one here, which would actually make it a little riskier for leveling. I don't know if I would include this while grinding the level, but at the start of a new level, I might throw some of these in for more loot. But this can make it more rippy. And be careful not to take passive points that make monsters too difficult as well. Sometimes it spawns monsters you should just run from. Avoiding deaths is your top priority when grinding. As you do this mechanic and you kill the Delirium layer of monsters, you get a bonus reward shown in the bottom left of the screen here. Not only that, the monsters drop Simulacrum splinters, which then you assemble one of these here. 300 of them makes a Simulacrum map. Of all the mechanics I have tested so far this season, these are by far the most rewarding maps in terms of loot. However, they are very rippy, so save them for when you level up only. Again, this episode is not for noobs. If you're having difficulties getting past level 90, these are going to be rough. Anyways, enough yapping. Let me show you how this works. Let's put it in here and get this started. Okay, I'll put my loot away. Okay, so you'll notice here that it's a Simulacrum map it's actually like a small instance of like a zone. Like, I think this is the Act 1 zone. And what you do is you activate layers of it. So you do wave after wave, each one getting progressively more difficult, and you get lots of rewards for it. And it tells you what you're about to encounter here. So me, I got some flasks. I've been specializing with types of flasks so that I can swap them in combat. So one of the things I notice here is this does extra damage as fire, but it does extra damage as lightning. So I'll just leave my lightning one in, but I like to swap them between layers. So let's go here. I'll click it and we'll fight them. The first one's pretty easy, and I'm due for a final upgrade on gear soon. You'll notice too, it's very cramped. Okay. You're going to have to be in with the monsters, and you might want to choose certain skills that work well here. You got to clear them all out, basically, and you get a reward. And the first tier is very easy here. This is really no challenge. Good rewards even for stage 1, right? That is decent. These are all things I could use. You'll notice too, I have other things here. And it says right on here, see that in red? All items on the ground are destroyed when the next wave begins. So you might want to double check if there's something weird that you're filtering out here, because you won't get a chance later to grab all your loot. So that's the first layer. Let's do the next stage, stage 2. See if I can make it to stage 15. I tried this last week and I never got to pass, I think I only got to level 12 or something. Again, and once you die, it's sometimes hard to zone back in because the monsters can be right at the spawn. So keep that in mind. So this is a simulacrum. There can be different layouts. The one I did earlier was a different town spot. I believe it, now the two I've seen so far are actually like the town itself used as the map. I think it was Act 3 or 4 that spawned my last simulacrum map, but it could be completely different. Okay, so there you go, synthesized item. Some cool stuff in the next fossils. Like, look at that loot. This is at stage 2. I think if you're under level 90, you could probably do the first 2 waves. Okay, this one here, extra fire damage. So let's, you know what? I'm not going to worry about swapping my flasks yet. This is still pretty easy. Once I get to level 10, I'll worry about it. I'll specialize a little bit. I saw these simulacrums selling for 1 chaos in a trade league. I'm like, oh my god, if you just get by stage 1, you're getting like, and in a few moments. This is probably the most lucrative map I've seen, at least for how difficult it is. Okay, I'm not. There are some really advanced things in this game I haven't seen yet, but if you're a PoE noob, you will get an opportunity. If you get enough of these, you do enough layers of Delirium, you will get an opportunity to do one of these encounters. Like, just amazing. Look at that. The loot here, and that was so easy. Okay, we'll do the next one. Each wave isn't necessarily going to spawn a more difficult set of monsters. Like, sometimes it just comes down to what abilities did the monsters gain, and is it a weakness to your class, right? So, but in general, though, they are getting tougher. They are weighted to be more difficult as you get further in. And this is the next stage. Maybe not as good as loot as the previous stages, but nonetheless, decent. Okay, let's go to wave 5 here. Again, don't do these if you're for leveling. I think you understand, like, this is kind of the reward for leveling. You do easy Delirium layers on easy maps while grinding, and this is what you get at the end of the level. Once you level up, you do one of these. Like, you save up, because you're probably going to die at the end of this, because it really does get much more difficult. Oh. Yeah, see, look at that. I'm taking some actual damage now. I might actually not jump as far into it and find a safe zone for the next parts. Okay, now we got ourselves a boss. See here, we got a rare monster and a boss. Okay, look at this. See, this person's nasty. Don't get killed by this guy. I'm going to maintain my distance. This is one of the bosses. I think there's another one. Okay, I'm able to hit him from here and not get... Okay, well... See, this isn't even the last level, and it's starting to get a little bit challenging. Okay, so there we go. That's one of the bosses. Look at... Oh my god, look at this. Just look at the rewards on this. This is... I didn't know this. I really didn't know how rewarding this was until I experimented this season. You know, I'm doing some game journalism here. You'll notice, too, that the stash is in the encounter. That's because you get so much loot that you have to drop it off as you go here. That last one was difficult, so I don't want to die. I'm going to start over here on this one. If you're in a different map, like when you're doing the earlier stages of fights, see if you can discover the area where they're not spawning as frequently and work from there, okay? Because you want to make sure you don't die, right? Because dying sucks. So I want to get to at least stage 10 here. Let's see if we can do that. I don't know how far the pros typically... can pros clear these? If you're a pro watching this and you can regularly clear to the end, let me know. If you got other tips, you know, share in the chat. This is a noob series, and I think noobs would like tips. I mean, but this episode's for non-noobs. Okay, so what do we got here? The last one I did, it was a boss that got me. It was just too difficult. I don't know if I'll be able to get by this boss. You'll see too on the side here, these things leveling up. The more monsters you kill, the more stuff you get. Okay, wow, this is getting to be rougher. Wow, nasty stuff here. Very nasty stuff. I got to do this slow here. Okay, this Kosis guy is a badass. Okay, oh my god, look at this. Can I hit him without him hitting me? Nope. Doesn't look like it. No. I don't know what that was. I thought if I jumped over it, but it was a little too tight. I got stuck on something. So there you go. This is why you're watching this video. You can see what this guy does. The last time I died, it killed me in a spot where I couldn't spawn in. So here I'm going to see if that's true. Maybe it's a little... okay, see, this one's a little easier because I'm able to spawn in a safe spot on this map. Some of the other ones have the portal. Keep that in mind too. Always clear out the portal if nothing else. Because if you do die, you want to... Okay, let's... Okay, he's doing that thing again. Oh, okay, I want to go behind him here. Let's see. Okay. Oh, he just faces one way? Okay, there you go. Okay, I gotta get away from that thing. Okay, let's just get away from this guy. He seems... I gotta kill these guys anyways. I think that's an idea. Multitask. Kill the other less dangerous monsters. Can I hit him from here? I can a little bit. Okay, see how that works? Oh, now he teleported. That's not good for me. I've got to hit him before... Oh, they're good, right? That was kind of lucky. Ooh, okay, there we go. I didn't kill him last time, but there you go. Look at the loot on this guy. Good loot. Let's go to the next stage. Oh, look at these monsters. This is just a magic monster. I'm starting to have difficulty with it. Have a sip of coffee here. Mouse is getting covered in sweat, as you can hear. You don't need to shower when you level grind. That's just one of the things. It's, you know, I assume you don't watch television anymore at this point. You cannot be watching television and get to max level in this game. Obviously. It's one or the other. All right, let's go to stage 9 here. Generally not a good idea to die. Wow, getting nasty, very nasty. Very nasty. Oh, I'm gonna die here. Oh my, that was lucky. You would never do this during the level grind. You'll notice here, if I saw stuff like this, okay, I can't even move. If I saw stuff like this on a map, I would probably get out of that map. That's the one thing I've learned too, to get to the higher levels. It's not how much DPS you do, it's the recognition of danger is your #1 skill. Okay, so this one spawned in a nice spot to zone back in, so I had a way to get back in without... Oh my god, I got to... Oh, there isn't even a boss on this one. I don't know if I'm going to get much further. But this is just juiced up so much at this level that it is getting a bit difficult. Okay, I hear some stuff dropping. I imagine this is good loot. I wish I could just dump this in. There needs to be a dump all button in this game. Maybe another suggestion for a future, maybe PoE 2, right? There you go. You got to separate PoE 1 from PoE 2. Put a dump all feature. Okay, level 10. This is going to be... Oh, we'll see. We'll see. Yeah, so you got to be careful not to die at the spawn point, because then you won't be able to get back in. If you're going to die, I'd rather die on this particular map. There. So your map might have a better preferred spot to die, but at least I can zone back in. Got to kill these ones here near my spawn point first. This is probably the last one I'm going to be able to do, to be honest. This is on the edge. I'm able to do... I'm level 99 and... yeah, if you're level 90, this is not going to be doable. I mean, if you're perfectly geared level 90 and you're playing like a pro... Okay, how come they... Okay, this is the area I wanted to clear last. Oh my god, look at this guy. What is this guy? That is ridiculous. That was just a regular monster. I have high stun chance and there's nothing stunning anymore. I think the life is very high, but I'm hoping for good rewards. Let's see what we got. Not necessarily a much better set of loot later on, but I'm not done yet. All right, level 11. You know what? One of the problems is I don't have my auras up. I'm screwed up. Okay, I've done that a few times on the show where I didn't notice my auras missing. It might help a bit here. Maybe I can get a little bit further. Wow, just one of these magic guys. Oh my god. Oh my god. Look at this guy. Yeah, this might be it. Okay, there's only one guy right at the spawn point. Maybe I can deal with him. Okay, there we go. For some of you, this might be very difficult, depending on your skills. Like, if you have an alternate skill type, like this one looks like it's designed for like corridors and stuff. Oh, gotta run, gotta run. Oh, I got him. That's not fair. I clicked, you heard the click before I died. I guess there's a transmission time. Okay, this is probably as far as we're gonna be able to go here. Okay. Yeah, forget it. Okay, so that's it. That's the simulacrum. So anyways, that was fun. Now a word from our sponsor. Dump City, of course. So here's an idea. Here, we're going to share this idea with Commander Kirek. Here's an idea for a short film for a game developer to make. Call it The Gray Line. Now, a bit of background. As most people know, you're not allowed to sell account passwords for most gaming accounts. The reason is game developers can never be seen as favoring some people over others. Nerds worldwide would rage quit and play something else if a game ever got caught doing this. So I have an idea for a short film that involves a cameo from a famous billionaire. It would be a film noir, of course. It tells a story about a successful businessman who likes playing video games but has never the time to build a perfect marauder. Then he comes across a YouTube streamer who happens to not be planning to play his character anymore, and the billionaire makes him an offer. $1 million for his account password and username. With a very short deliberation, this YouTuber agrees and wastes no time collecting the money from the billionaire. However, the game developer gets wind of this and promptly has the game streamer arrested. You know, because it's against the terms of service. Feeling bad, the billionaire bails out Brento from jail, and he becomes a born-again Christian. Next, because the billionaire becomes concerned he would lose his ability to play the video game he loves, because of this, he then contacts the CEO of the gaming company directly. He offers $1 million to the game developer to look the other way and suggests to use it as a coupon code for new players to play the game too. And this is where the cinematography takes over. We see flashes of thought go through the mind of the CEO as he ponders the YouTuber, the billionaire, the angry nerds, and finally the promo code that makes people happy. He then decides to allow it. He has his legal team alter the terms of service and voila, the promo code is active. Now, if there's a promo code in this description, then the story must be true. Is there a promo code down there? Probably not. Anyways, that's the story of a short film idea for a game developer. I was going to make this a longer story and do more with the angry nerd character who's torn between the unfairness of this versus the coupon code. It involved a lot of thought bubbles and a moment where the angry nerd falls to his knees and screams, "No!" And then the camera pans out and whatever, but we got to get back to the game here. All right, so let's do the next part here. Let's do some Legion, and let's grab our Legion splinters. I've not done a 5-way Legion encounter. Okay, again, these are made from these timeless splinters, and you put 100 together and you get one of these. If you do certain things in the game, you unlock the 5th slot here. I forget what it is, but I'm sure you figure it out. There's plenty of YouTube videos that explain that. All right, so yeah, this is going to spawn a timeless encounter. Okay, so another popular mechanic commonly recommended by the pros is Legion. Again, this is not a noobs video. Basically, this is that thing where you see a timeless monolith spawn on your maps. When clicked, it activates 2 ghost armies that overlay your normal monster layer, similar to Delirium, but only over a small area. Like Delirium, it has a timer, but also can be specialized in your Atlas tree for longer durations. While the timer is active, the monsters stay frozen and you kill them. Once the time is up, they become alive and you try not to get killed. In essence, you can kill each monster twice while fighting regular monsters found on your maps. This is an example of a juiced map and something noobs shouldn't be doing. See, a noob might not know that you just have to kill the war chests and the war hordes to activate the monsters around them. Okay, so when they're frozen, if you're fighting all the monsters but not going after those war chests, that makes you a noob. In addition to lots of XP and loot, this mechanic also drops the timeless splinters. They say Marikath splinters are the best valued ones, but what do I know? I'm in a solo self-found league. You can put up to 5 of them in a map device to spawn a battle royal between all the armies. Note, you can still spawn a timeless conflict with as little as 2 emblems, but today we will try out all 5 at once. I did this with 2 earlier, but want to see how 5 work and see what the rewards are. So let's see, we got no experience right now. Let's see, we're at 0%. Let's see how much we gain doing one of these maps. So this is, once you do enough of these Legion encounters, you get the emblems, and then this gets started here. All 5 armies are here, apparently. Okay, so I'm just having a look at things. I've literally never seen this before. So this is for you to learn. I would suggest, if you're looking for a more detailed guide on this, definitely search YouTube for a specific video on doing Legion. This is a slightly noobish video, so if you've never seen it before and you want to know what's going on, this is the 5 armies that spawned, okay? When I did it earlier, it was a slightly different map. There was only 2 armies. This one's very full. All right, let's get going here, and I believe you got to click in the middle here somewhere, and that's how it gets started. Okay, so you go in the middle here, and now the timer starts. So you just fight things as fast as you can and try not to die. Okay, this is a lot less rippy than the Simulacrum. Originally I was going to do the Simulacrum fight next, but I'm like, you know what? I'm certainly going to die in the Simulacrum fight. Okay, look at that. We got ourselves, there's even unique monsters here. Okay, but this is not nearly as challenging as that Simulacrum fight. Look at that. So we're able to kill that. And like the Delirium encounter, you notice there's a timer. Once these all die, you can start doing, I don't know if I should be killing all the unique monsters. They seem to be difficult to do. And they might risk a death. But you get a much more generous timer. There we go. So this is, I think these are called the generals or something. Okay, and when you're specializing this in your tree for leveling purposes, much like many other mechanics, don't necessarily take the skill point that includes more unique monsters. That's one thing I've learned this season. That's one of the reasons I got to a much higher level than previous seasons, is to avoid very dangerous stuff. That's just as much a part of this game as anything else. So again, I just leveled up, so not a big deal if I die here. So that's one of the things to consider. Kill this guy. Okay, what is this? I want to kill all the generals. Okay, oh, that one's nasty. Oh, geez. Okay, nope. Oh, gotta get out of that. Did I get him? Oh, not quite. But now he's dead. I think I've killed all the generals now. Oh, one more to go. Sorry. I can't count to 5. Oh, this mouse button's going to need repair after this. All right. I think I've killed most everything. Anything of use? Okay, you go back in the middle here. You see that? We go to stage 2. Okay, so they respawn again. Now, I don't know if I want to kill so many of the generals again here, but we're doing a bit of a test. How much experience am I going to get, if any? Okay, I'm still not even 1%. I don't know if this is necessarily... Like, if you can reliably kill these things and never die, it's probably good experience. As with anything, make a great build, and that's what this game is about, okay? You'll notice, too, underneath, even though I'm covering much of it, there's some rewards forming, okay? You can see them on both sides. I won't go over the details of it. But I want to kill as many monsters as I can here. I'm not going to focus on the generals this time, because I don't know... I don't want to die is one of the reasons. Oh, this one. Well, there you go. This guy's... Some of them are easier than others. This is a big area of effect attack I'm using. Again, this is a timeless conflict. And this is what this is the point of these splinters. Okay, this is what it leads up to. And Okay, that guy is pretty nasty. I'm going to save him for later. Again, general tip. And this is something you do on all maps. It's just when you see something like that and you're like, I might die, it's just not worth it. Okay, see that? That's also looking a bit iffy. Let's see what this guy can do. And then, like, why not get this guy? It's worth just the same amount of XP, but way easier, right? Now, I'll go back to this guy if I can. All right, got that guy. Oh, there's not much left. Okay, I think I'm going to avoid this. That looks very bad. I only got 18 seconds. Let's see if there's something else easy to kill. Okay. Okay, I want to see if I can go in and spawn another layer, because I'm not going to have time to kill them. Can I spawn another layer? Yeah, it gives me a few more easy monsters. Maybe it's a bit more XP, but there you go. So that's the timeless conflict. Oh, that's what you do with the emblems. So let's check out the loot here. Bunch of incubators, very nice. Another thing is, this is the source of these things here. This is where you get them, if you wondered. So this is one of the big rewards for it. Would I say this is good for leveling? I don't know if this is necessarily the... I didn't even gain 1%, so I'm not going to say this... From most maps, I'll gain 1 or 2%. If they're like juiced up with Abyss and like easy layers of Delirium. I don't know if this... I would recommend this purely for XP, unless you got a crazy build and you never die anyway, so pretty much anything's good for you in that case. But if you're a noob, I don't know if I would suggest doing this timeless conflict itself as like a safe way of getting XP. But I got a timeless jewel, so that's really handy. All right, let's check our loot here. We got the timeless jewel, very nice. I collected everything, and we got ourselves. Wow, this is better than previous mechanics where we get leather belts and heavy belts. We got all heavy belts doing this, and 20 orbs a chance. So loot's pretty good. You know, maybe the timeless jewel's a little bit more valuable, but hey, if we roll a mage blood with all these belts we got, then absolutely you want to consider, you know, doing Legion as a mechanic, but none this time. Maybe next time. Only one episode to go, so fingers crossed. Now, finally, let's grab our ever fun encounter here, the Infinite Hunger. Okay, it's time to put all that XP on the line, because this boss here probably caused more deaths than any other boss I've fought. And if you found this video, I'm guessing this is the most likely thing you searched in terms of how do I get past the Infinite Hunger, okay? Or what is a writhing invitation would be another common question for noobs. Again, this isn't a noobs video. This is a non-noobs video. Okay, so I want to show you how to do this. And I'm level 99 now, so it's not nearly as difficult as when I was a lower level. And I haven't fought this one since I was a lower level, so let's see the difference. You saw me just get annihilated in a simulacrum fight. Had difficulties in the timeless conflict. But how does this rank compared to that? So let's see if I can one-shot this. I only have one bit of advice to give you here. Well, 2 bits. First off, this fight is a DPS check. Ideally, you kill it before phase 2. Let's see if we can do that. Now, I'm probably going to go a little bit slow on the DPS here. Okay, I think I could probably burn this guy before going underwater. But the purpose of this video is I want to show you what to do when you go underwater. Okay, don't get hit when he's doing that. Run when you see that. If you've not done, like you're like, hey, what's the writhing invitation? That means run when you see that, okay? Learn from that. Okay, so now we're going to do this here. Okay, I'm going to try not to die and show I'm not a noob, but I'm about to die here. This guy's tough even at this level. Okay, I'm going to try to burn him down, but you shouldn't. The idea, I might be able to burn him down, but I just kind of want to. Okay, now you get swallowed up. Okay, now see which way it's flowing? See how it's flowing in a direction here? It's not much information, but there is a direction it's flowing. See that? See how it's flowing this way? Okay. You gotta go. There we go. See there? I found it. Oh, there it is. You go over here and get back to the arena. Okay, so I follow the direction of the flow. That's the point. Okay, I was a little slow there because I didn't even want to fight it there. Okay, I'm out of. I don't want to die here again, but that's it. If you can't do this in 2 runs, okay, I got a bunch of debuffs here too. See that there? See that? This is why you can only, maybe you can do that once, but if you can't do this in 2 stages, you're probably not going to be able to do it at all, because this corrosive debuff here, the longer you spend in that second phase, the worse it gets. If you've ever played World of Warcraft, there's a famous boss called Patchwork, where it's a DPS check. If you don't kill him fast enough, not much you can do. This is the timer, okay? But if you do go through one of those phases of it, follow the flow of the sand or whatever that is, or the toxic waste. You'll notice it was very slow at points, so I had to pause. And you want to have use blink or leap. I was using leap slam there. That's pretty good. But that's basically how you do the infinite hunger. Anyways, I hope you found this episode informative. Hopefully your level grind is going okay. I kind of showed you some things not to do during the level grind, but that's kind of the point, is that don't do this kind of stuff when you're leveling, okay? Don't do the infinite hunger while leveling. Do it at the start of a level. Queue up all your dangerous stuff, then just do non-rippy maps, and you got to put a lot of hours into it. So next week, I'm going to be playing pretty much every day, all day, just to reach level 100. And if I die, I won't be able to do it, okay? I just will run out of time. So we'll see if we get there. Stay tuned. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed the episode, and I'll see you next week.